What's good, productive people? Zeemzilla here, and in today's video we're going to be discussing the importance of your attention and how you should use it. Your attention is important, guys, because it's how you experience the world. I want you to start looking at your attention as a flashlight. Everything that light shines on is what you experience. That's what you see, smell, touch, hear, whatever. It's any type of information that your body is consuming, that your nervous system is processing, That is how important your attention is. Anything that you are aware of is a part of your attention. What this all means is that you are a result of all of your previous experiences. So the prior knowledge or media that you consumed, that is what shapes you perpetually. What this means is that you are a result of everything that you consume. So everything that you decide to pay attention to will affect you in some small way. So let's say, for example, if you follow like a bunch of meme pages on Instagram, if that's all your attention is going towards, you're going to be a memester, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the point is, what you invest your attention into is what you eventually will become. The thing that has your attention the most is often the thing that will influence you the most. So let's use another example. Say that you consistently watch the news. Now, I don't watch the news at all because, well, one, I don't even call it the news. I call it bad news because that's all they broadcast. The news just broadcasts like terrible, terrible stuff. But, say you're a person who watches the news every day. If that's all you're consuming, if that's all the information that you're consuming, you're going to develop a pessimist mindset. You're going to start looking around thinking that the stuff that you watch on TV is going to happen to you in real life. The news shows a tiny fraction of the violence that goes on into the world. But since that is all the content that you are consuming, that's all you know. This is an example of how something that has your attention occupied can influence you in your everyday life. Now, with this concept, I would like to offer you guys a solution. It's something that I call selective ignorance. Now, what this means is you being very, very picky about what you invest your attention into. So if something doesn't directly correlate to you or your goals, then you literally shift your attention away from it. Now, what this will do, guys, what using selective ignorance will do for you is it'll cut out a lot of BS and useless, like side track stuff. I call it noise. I call it noise because it doesn't have anything to do with me. It's just background noise. If you're able to shift your attention and point it towards things that you want to, it'll help you out a lot, versus if you're paying attention to any little thing that comes into your sight, now you're distracted looking at this and now like you're on a tangent or something. If you can develop selective ignorance, you will be able to control what you pay attention to and for how long you pay attention to that one thing. Selective ignorance will allow you to block out all the extra noise and to actually focus on things that you think are important. That's why I just mentioned earlier, I don't watch the news because I don't think it's important. And also, I don't want to be influenced by like consistent bad news. The essence of selective ignorance is to avoid meaningless info that you can't take action or that will lead you to a next step. Meaning, if you can't immediately apply that information, it's probably not something that you should be paying attention to. It's very important to take your attention away from useless, meaningless knowledge because you could be using your attention to pay attention to something else that could actually bring you something, If you can't use that knowledge to achieve something, then it is worthless to you. We live in a digital age, guys, which means that like information is being thrown at us everywhere we go, the cell phones, their information is everywhere. Attention is the new currency, guys. It's kind of more important than money now because if you have someone's attention, you have their time, you have their brain, you're able to influence them however you want. So I want you guys to really reflect on the things that you pay attention to and recognize how they influence you in your day-to-day life. Now, social media can be a very great tool, or it could be a great distraction. It all depends on the people that you follow. So what I use social media for example, I'll follow like entrepreneurs, like business people, successful people. So like when I'm scrolling down my timeline, I'm constantly being reminded about like little tidbits on business, like, methods on saving money. It's basically information that I can apply, because that information is applicable to me, because it is useful, I feel that my attention is in good hands. Social media could also be viewed as a waste of time. For example, if you're following like strictly celebrities and drama and you're not really doing anything with that content, if you're not using that knowledge to enhance yourself, then that's when your attention and time are both being wasted. So just make sure that you're able to recognize the difference between those two scenarios when it comes to social media. Knowing what you want to invest your attention into can actually help you filter out all the noise and all the extra knowledge that you don't need. So if you have a particular goal in mind, you can follow accounts that are related to that goal and proceed. You don't got to worry about some random fact popping up on your screen that you'll never ever apply. Be selfish with your attention and be selfish with your time. These two are very important. Time, you can't get any of your time back. And now your attention is how you spend your time. What you invest your attention into shapes your life. That's it. Those are the two most important things to me personally, guys. My time and my attention. If my attention is being wasted, I know that my time is being wasted. And that is a good sign that I need to shift focus, because as I mentioned earlier, whatever has your attention will influence you in some way. It may be big, it may be small, but it will influence you. Choose what you want to pay attention to, and you're able to control how you're influenced. Those two things are of pivotal importance, and you want to invest them wisely. One helps the other. Guys, make sure that you're paying attention to the right things. If you don't know what you should be paying attention to, then you should probably be spending some time to write out some goals, some ambitions that you may have, because if not, then your phone will take control of you. You'll just spend hours and hours every day scrolling through media, the news, whatever, being fed knowledge that you'll never ever apply. The phones are a blessing and a curse. They're a blessing because we all are interconnected now. We all can, communicate and exchange information with each other, which has made life so much easier. This age that we're living in is nothing like any other age before. We have the opportunity to gain instant access to any information that we want, or we have the opportunity to become passive, like a zombie, just consuming content all day. You can either consume content or you can create content. I tend to create content by investing my attention wisely into the content that I consume. There's a difference. Make sure that you're in control of what you're paying attention to. Like I said, if not, then look forward to spending 5 to 6 hours a day on social media, making no progress in your life. But yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. I'm Zeemzilla, and I'm out. Peace.